Alright, hello YouTube, this is Hal with another unaesthetic video. I'm very good at these now because I am just not great at making quality video content yet. I will give one disclaimer. The quality of this video will be significantly less than those of my others because my phone broke and I'm using a backup phone, but it's a lot older, so we'll see how this turns out, but I think you'll get the idea. I am doing my last haul of the year. I've already filmed this video, but it was on the other phone, and the phone is so broken that the screen's not letting me access anything, and you can't even read it. It's totally destroyed. But anyway, so I'm doing one final haul for the year, and then I'm going on a no-buy from the months of October to March 2022, and that time will be my birthday month. I'll be able to purchase something at that time. So I want to focus on using up a lot of things and trying out some of these new products and some different techniques. And that's my whole purpose of doing the no-buy. So let's get into it. First up, I have just kind of some boring things. I'm really into crafting and planners, journaling also. So I have had these on my wish list for a while on Amazon, but I bought this little set of mini notebooks. Excuse me, my throat's kind of scratchy right now. I usually use these field notes, and I just keep a little notepad in my pocket all the time when I'm at work or out and about, and when I get ideas I just write them down. And I've been wanting this set for a while. It's kind of jewel toned covers, and they have these little foiled designs on them, and I really like them, so I finally broke down and bought them since it's my last haul of the year. And the next item, kind of along the same lines, is another paper product. It is this drawing pad I got at Hobby Lobby. It's the Master's Touch brand. I bought a small version of this a few months ago in the 3x5 size, and I think I paid maybe $2 for it. But I really enjoyed the paper, and I like how my pencils perform on it, so I bought a bigger size here. And it is 48 sheets. It's 17 by 14 inches, and it's a 80 pound or 130 GSM, acid free. It's meant for dry media, so pencils work really well on it. They show ink and marker and that on the cover, which I thought was kind of interesting. But anyway, the price is normally $19.99, but they have that half off sale on the Master's Touch brand almost every other week. So I got mine when that sale was going, and I paid $10 for it. So I'm pretty happy with that. My goal is to work on some pieces in a much bigger size. And even if I don't want to work quite this big, I can always trim this paper down to a different size. And you know what? I was so good. I went to Hobby Lobby, and this was the only thing I bought. So that's it. I'm proud of myself, though. Now on to my favorite part of the haul, which is the supplies. And this time it's pencils, of course. I've been on a colored pencil kick here. Those are my favorite thing to use. And just one moment, I set them aside. I gotta go grab it real quick. I don't know what's going on with my voice right now. Alright, so kind of a spoiler and pretty boring, but these are repurchases of items I already have, and they're just going in my pencil back stock. I really love these original Black Widow colored pencils, the 1000 edition. So I got another set of the 24, and that's just because I know I'm going to burn through that first set. I just love the colors so much, and they're so similar to that favorite set that I have in that Faber-Castell Design Spectra color. That's my favorite all time, and these are almost just like it. So I got a backup of that, and then I got a backup of my Star Joy 120 count pencils, and I wasn't going to do it at first, but I love these so much, and they're so affordable. They run $27, $28 or so for this set. They had kind of a super sale going the other day. It was $20 or something you could get them for, but I missed that, and I ended up paying $27, but I don't mind. Honestly, I would pay $50 or even maybe more for this set. I love it so much, and they go on so smooth. They work well with all my other pencil brands, and just for the price, you really can't beat it. You get a huge color selection. My only complaint though, and I think I've mentioned this before, is with these larger sets, you get so many greens. I think there's probably, I don't know, 20 or 30 green pencils out of 120 in here alone. So they give you way too many greens. I mean, I'm never going to color that many trees or scenes with grass. But I think maybe I'll have to challenge myself within the next year to do a bunch of monochromatic green pieces just to use up some of these green pencils, because I think every set I own, there's an abundance of greens and little of everything else, or little of the colors you actually want to use. So we'll see how that goes. You know, another thing about this set, they really loaded up on the greens and they loaded up on the pinks. And my only major complaint with their pinks is they're beautiful, but a lot of them are the same. I feel like there was 6 or 7 pencils in there that could easily be dupes of each other because they're just so close in color you could barely tell them apart. But for $27, 120 pencils. They always package these so nicely. They come in a cardboard sleeve and they put foam inside so they're not bouncing around. Just really great quality, and I can't get enough. Now, I probably was dumb in buying that set. They're probably going to be discontinuing that with the release of the new Starjoy Golds, but since I'm on a no-buy, I won't be buying the new Starjoy Golds, so that's a little bit disappointing. And also, the Black Widow brand is launching a new set in, I think, October or November. I've been trying to keep up with it, but there's not a specific release date just yet. So I won't be getting that new set either, but you know what? That's okay. That'll give time for me to work through what I have, and I think I'll be happy to see what other people are saying about it. I don't want to just get sets from brands that I like just because I like the brand. I want to get sets that I'm actually going to use. So that brings me to my next part of the haul, and one of the items is actually up here for some reason. I got the Black Widow skin set. This is the light one. I actually ordered the dark one as well, but it hasn't arrived yet. I think that's kind of funny because they come from the same manufacturer or the same seller at least, but they're not coming from the same place. I don't know. It's weird. One is coming so much later than the other. And I don't normally buy skin sets, but I love this brand so much. I was so excited to get these and to be able to try them out. I'm sorry if I keep moving around kind of weird. I can't tell where I'm at in the field of this camera. It's so different than my other phone, and it's a little bit smaller. And the bracket that's holding it blocks most of my view of the screen. So sorry about that. It's a little awkward to position these, but I find this to be an interesting set so far. And you know what? I didn't really color with them per se, but I did kind of scribble out the colors. I guess you could say I swatched them, but I didn't really do a chart. What the heck are you going to do with this neon yellow? Whose skin has this neon yellow or this hot pink? I don't know who made this set, but it was just really interesting color choices. I know some of those tones show up within the skin, but I mean, this orange and this peach, it'll be interesting to see what I come up with. I'm going to do a couple portrait with just these colors and just see how they work together, but that'll be interesting to experiment with, I think. I didn't really notice it at first because I hadn't used them yet, but then when I saw that, I thought, oh, that it just printed that way on the package. No, the pencil actually looks like that, so that was odd, but it'll be fun to test that out and see. And then when the dark set gets here, I'll have all the skin tones, so I'm excited for that. I'm not normally a completionist when it comes to that sort of thing, but I couldn't resist this time. I just love their pencils so much. Then next up, I got the Black Widow Monarch colored pencils. And, you know, people have shown these 100 times on their channels. I'm not going to get into too much detail. I do notice there's a strong smell of paint when you first open this tin, so I probably won't really be using them in here that much. But I do really love these tones. And honestly, I scribbled out these colors on paper too. And the first section here with these light peachy and pastel pink tones is a better skin set than the skin set. So take that for what you will. That's not a review, but that's one thing I noticed right off the bat, that these tones looked more like skin tones than the tones that are supposed to be aimed at skin. I don't know. It was very odd, but I can't wait to try these out. So you get 48 pencils. It's about $21. That's not bad at all, especially with this brand. I love how affordable they are. They have some really great nature greens in here, some nice olive tones that you don't see too often in these sets. So I'm really excited to try that. I was a little disappointed. I thought this was going to be a beautiful Tuscan red here at the end. It really looks like it even in the tray. And on the tip of the pencil, it looks like a kind of a brown color. I can't tell where my hand is in here. There it is. Okay, where's the camera on this thing? Anyway, it looks like a beautiful reddish brown. And on the paper, it's like this orange color. Oh, I'm sorry, I still can't tell where. Oh, it's way over here. What the heck? It's like an orange color. I wasn't pretty disappointed. Anyway, I'll save that for my review when I get to it. But overall, I can't wait to use these. I'm super excited. I love this brand so much. They're wax-based, but they go down so nice. And they blend really well together and with some of my other sets I've noticed. And then I've got a couple more things here. Pretty moderate haul, I'd say. Maybe a small haul even. But the next one here, I'm not gonna lie, this was the dumbest reason I've ever purchased any set of pencils, but I just love this packaging, and every time I see these pencils, I want them simply based on how they look. And that is the Pagos 72 colored pencils. And I've seen a lot of people review these on YouTube, but majority of the reviews that I watched, people had been sent the product by the company. I was not sent the product. I purchased them myself. But so I'm interested to kind of do a full in-depth review of how they perform. So you get 72 pencils, and just look at how they are. I mean, this beautiful teal pink color, I really love that about them. Right off the bat, when you open that up, they stand out from any of the budget pencil brands. I will say this case, it's a hinged lid. I'm not a huge fan, but it doesn't really matter. I won't be keeping them in the tin most likely. But these trays are so hard to get out of here. They don't have the little notch in the middle of the little thumb hole. So I had to put tape on here because I couldn't get these things out of here to save my life. But I love the pencils, at least how they look here. And I was really surprised. Some of my other cheap brands, or when you even see some of the cheapest brands, they usually have this kind of really pale colored wood that doesn't sharpen very well. But these have kind of a deeper tone of the wood. They look like the wood in the Prismacolor pencils, and I was kind of surprised to see that in here. So I'm interested to see how these really perform. I did scratch them out on this paper, and I literally was just scribbling with them. There's a lot of wax bloom, I noticed right away, but I was doing light to dark kind of color swatches. I don't really want to call this a chart. It's a mess. But I did all the colors. I like the range that you get. Some of these greens are really beautiful, as I complain about how many greens come in these sets. And they have a nice gray tone range. I really like this. Is almost a purple gray. You don't see that color too often. So far, the tones look really beautiful. I did kind of a terrible blending test. I'll try them on real paper in a bit. This is just scrap printer paper. But the colors, really gorgeous. They have some nice pastel tones in here. I was really surprised by that. These blues, this kind of lilac and lavender color. So it'll be interesting to see how they perform on an actual drawing. One thing I noticed too, just looking at them, they don't have any color names. They're just numbered 1 to 72. It doesn't bother me, honestly. I do not care, but some people, that's a deal breaker for them. So just so you know. But there's no terrible smell or anything that I can notice. I have horrible allergies though, so take that for what you will. I can't smell anything half the time unless it's super, super strong or really, really stinky. But yeah, I was really wanting these, and I bought them solely based on the packaging and the look of the product. That's it. So we'll see how that goes. And then now I just have one more item. And another that I was wanting for quite a while. They've been on my wish list, and I actually skipped them the last time I did a haul to buy the Faber-Castell Polychromos. So here we go. It's the Lyra Rembrandt Polycolor pencils, and I am very, very, very excited to have these finally. I have the 36 set tin. The tin is just beautiful. That alone makes me want to buy the product. And it's a 36 set. I paid $28 and change on Amazon for it. But look at how beautiful these are when you first open them. I just love how they look. And the cores, I could tell right away I was going to like them with how thick these cores are. Very similar to how those Polychromos pencils are. And right away you can just see there's beautiful portrait tones here. This is almost an entire portrait set on its own. These browns and kind of a salmon rust colors here. This set, I will give them credit for this. It has a very minimal selection of greens and way more reds than you ever see in these type of pencil sets. I was really surprised by that. I scratched them out on this paper here. I know a lot of reviews were complaining that they're kind of scratchy and that they're not as pigmented. I don't know. I feel they're fine for what type of pencil that they are. And again, this is just printer paper, so I'll use them on proper paper when I do my official test, but I just kind of wanted to see how the colors looked, just laying them down. These yellows, I barely pressed, and they're just so pigmented and beautiful, vibrant. I don't use enough yellow, but this makes me want to use more. I really love these greens. They're so different than any of the greens that you see in some of these sets. I mean, look at that. Those are really beautiful. They didn't give you the greens that everybody else gives you. Oh, these are my black widow swatches here. Those greens were interesting too. So I'm very excited to try these out. I've been wanting them for so long, and I kept going back and forth, and I was going to get a smaller set, but the price per pencil was more expensive. I think it was the 12 count set was $18. I mean, that was crazy. It was over $1 a pencil. And then the larger sets, there's a 72 set and I think a 120 or a 150, something like that. It was still the same. It was about $1.40 or $1.50 per pencil. And this 36 count set was kind of just right. It was 36 pencils, but when you did the math, you're only paying 78 cents per pencil. So best for the value was this set. I'm not going to pay double the price for the same sets of pencils, you know. I mean, you get more, but I'm not going to pay twice the price of the pencil just to have more colors when I can just mix the colors together and come up with them. So that's how I ended up with this one, but I'm super excited to try them. Just my original scribble test, I was pretty satisfied so far, but I want to do proper work with them on the right kind of paper. So we'll see. So the hardest part, I think, about the last couple months of this year is going to be all the stuff coming out for Christmas. I'm sure there's going to be a ton more products coming out, but I'm not participating in that. And you know what? I don't want to sound, heartbroken about it or anything. I definitely don't need any more supplies, but I really want to spend the time getting to know the things that I do have and getting more comfortable and better with them. I got a couple projects I'm working on right now. Not art projects, but a video project in particular where I'm duping certain sets of pencils with things that I already have, just to kind of show we don't need to buy every single set because we have most of those colors already. Of course you can if you want to and you have the means, definitely go for it, but why if they're just going to sit there? That's what I ask myself anyway. So I'm excited to do that. Thanks for watching this haul. I know it's kind of short and sweet. I don't know how long this camera will let me record before it cuts me off, so I'm just trying to be to the point. But thanks for watching. I hope you pick up something that you've been wanting for a while, or that you sit down and color something today, and have a good day. Thanks.